Sipping with the smoke on the side.
Yeah, come on in.
What they want, what they like. You always celebrate by your side. Ain't no confusion, baby. You know I'm ready to ride. Always I'm with you, baby. Sipping with the smoke on the side. We need to hit the baby.
Bring y'all motherfucking ass on in. Here, you can do already know what time it is. Somebody's business. Come on in. Let me out here. While we get it. We can be out one more time. Come in.
For my king, live for my king. Give me a bell wings and I'll fly for my king.
We give y'all time to come in. We give you guys time to share the video. We got our sister on the show today. She's coming out here to tell her story. She's going to tell us, give us her account of how she grew up and the things that she went through and that she learned while being in foster care and how that has affected her life and how she's overcome some things that she basically came on with so she can release. So she can release. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, before the bullshit, because, I'm in a good mood. I want to stay that way. I don't want to have to hit y'all now one of these. Here. But if you come up in here with that bullshit, if you come on here victim shaming, if you come on here trying to tell somebody's story and think you can tell their story better than they can, Janae, properly block their motherfucking ass. You will be hit with one of these. You will be blocked. You will be able to motherfucking watch the show. But bitch, as always, you will be window shopping because you won't be buying a goddamn thing because you won't be able to say shit. So when you come up on this show, this is not Saturday night. Saturday night is for all the bullshit. But on these weekly shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, these shows are about the heart. These shows, I built this platform for people to be able to come on here and tell their story, for people to be able to come on here and promote what they're doing. It's for all things positive, and it's for all things, for sisterhood and for all that shit. So I'm telling y'all right now, if you don't agree with something that somebody's saying, take your ass on up out of here. Or guess better yet, bitch, call when you get off the goddamn phone. This ain't none of y'all time to shine. So, we just gonna go ahead on and, get ready to get on up in the show. Because, I'm glad we got our sister here. So, we got Miss Crystal Pittman on the show today. And I am so honored and I'm pleased and I'm honored that you decided to come on the show. So, we on here for you to be able to tell your story. I want you to know that this is a safe place. If it's any bullshit, Janae gonna swipe that motherfucking ass right on up out of here. So, this is a safe place for you to say what you want to say and to get it off your heart so you can move forward. I know what it is to get shit off your heart. I know what it is to get that weight off of you and it's said and like, look, bitch, it's out there. I done said it. I done dealt with it. I done put it in the atmosphere. I have released it. It belongs to God now, and that's it. So that's what I want. That's what I, hope for you to achieve today. So, you can start off with telling us like where you from, how old you are, and just what the beginnings for you.
Okay, well, disclaimer. These are for the people from my Facebook and Messenger on. Listen, what I say on here, this is my story. I don't want to hear no phone calls. I'm not nobody tea session. I'm not nobody pillow talk. This is my story. I've overcame it, and I'm doing a lot that really some of y'all motherfuckers should be doing is speaking y'all truth. So don't feel bad for me. Don't judge me. Love me. If you fuck with me, you do. If you don't, you don't. Keep it pushing. With that being said, period. With that being said, my name is Crystal. I'm 29. I'm originally from Fort Pierce. I was raised in Atlanta and Fort Pierce, but I call Atlanta my home because it's really that's where my people are. That's where my support system is.
Okay.
Let's see. It all started back. I'm a 90s baby. So everybody know the crack was in the 90s. Right. I just thank God for my stepfather, who I thought was my father for a very long time until, it came out that he wasn't my dad. And my grandmother. My mother, she was, she was doing her thing on drugs, She would always drop me off at my grandma's house. So my grandma basically raised me. I got that old school teaching. And
Right.
I was living with my mom and my mom and my dad at the time. But basically like 8 years old, I came home one day straight from school, walked through the door, see my mama playing with herself. So it's like, okay, no.
Wait.
But
So you seen her playing with herself?
yeah.
Okay.
So needless to say, make a long story short, molestation started with her. And it was going on for a while. I kept it under wraps because it was like, ain't nobody gonna believe me when I tell them. My whole family is like wrapped up into. It's been a lot of sexual things, sexual molestations that not happen in my family. So they try to sweep it under the rug, and they try to be like, okay, well, we ain't gonna talk about that. We about know what's going on, but we ain't gonna say nothing. But for me, really not having my mother, my dad raised me even prior to my mother going to prison. It was really like I was with my grandma or I was with my dad. I had a younger sister, and basically I was taking care of her, so I really never had no childhood. I never experienced, even though my dad did the best that he could as far as trying to make us experience a childhood. But I don't know if it maybe it's the old soul in me. I don't know, but it was just like I had to make sure my sister was okay.
So,
And that and it,
so let me back you up. So when you came home and you found your mom masturbating, and that's when the molestation started. What if you don't mind me asking? So what was that first experience like? What took place?
basically it was just on like I came through the door. I had my book bag on. And as soon as I opened the door, like our door, as soon as you open it, is the living room. And how our couches are set is like you can see the couch as soon as you walk in. So when I see it going on, I pause because it's like, okay, something ain't right.
Right.
But she kept going. So she was like, come here. I'm like, no, I'm finna go do my homework. She was like, no, come here. And that's when, she asked me to perform oral sex on her. And it was just like, I'm like, it's not right, but this is my mother.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I can't tell nobody. Who can I really tell? Cause I'm already the black sheep of the family. Like I stay to myself, stay
Right.
confined in my room. Like who really gonna believe me? You know what I'm saying? And I kept that to myself for a long time. And even though it kept occurring, same thing. It was just like over time, I thought it was okay. I thought that this is what I'm supposed to do
Mhm.
because this is what my mama telling me to do.
Right.
So who am I to say if I tell her no, I'm gonna get a whooping.
Right. 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 Right.
I never, growing up, like my mom, I ain't no cap, and like I said, I don't give a fuck who, what, when, where, why, how. She know how I feel. This has already been expressed to her. I got her number and all. My mother is a very evil and vindictive person. And it was to the point where really nobody in the family fucked with her. You get what I'm saying? Because she done shit it on everybody. And all I had was my grandmother. And I don't know what relationship they had going on. I'm too young to know. I don't know.
Right.
So I don't. What if I tell my grandmama and my grandma don't believe me, and she go tell my mama, and now my mama gonna whoop me. Now my
Yeah.
grandmama gonna whoop me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like
Your mama gonna
I'm
say you
just gonna
lying. Your grandma gonna whoop you for lying on your mama.
right.
Yeah.
So it was just to the point where I kept it to myself, and it weighed me down like all through elementary school, all through middle school, all through high school. Even when I went to college, it was very like that's something that even now I say like I'm past it because like I've looked the demon in her eye and I've told her like bitch, I know what you did. You know what you did. You might not want to own up to it, but we know, you know. And at the same time, my whole reason behind doing this is one to let every male or female adult or teenager or anybody who's watching this that has ever experienced something like this that you're not alone.
Right.
And it is, and you can talk to somebody, whether it be somebody in your family that you trust. Even my name up here, write me in my inbox. You know what I'm saying? Somebody is always going through it.
And
I
we
just
and it runs rampant in the black community.
right, and they want to sweep it under the rug.
On to sweeping under the goddamn rug. So when your mom went to prison, did she go to prison for the molestation or did she go to prison for something else?
She didn't go to prison for the molestation. She went to prison because she had beat my great aunt Mickey over the head with the fire extinguisher. Now here's the kicker with that. I'm young. I'm young.
Oh, fuck you then, bitch.
Look, the proof is in the pudding, DOC baby. I'm young. Me, my mama, and my sister is riding around late night. Shit. I mean, I'm not. I started smoking cigarettes at the age of by I say 11. That's how it was with my mama. Like my mama, bag, dope bags on the passenger seat of her red Beretta. She rolling up her dope and her cigarette. I'm smoking cigarettes. We driving around, but it's late night, so I remember it plain as day. She high riding around. We making stops. She done broke into somebody's house before, and I'm looking like, well, what the hell is she doing climbing out of these people like dog little thing at the bottom? But I ain't paying no mind to my mom. I don't know what she got going on. I ain't finna ask her because I ain't finna get slapped in my mouth for being grown.
Right.
So next thing you know, we pull up to. I didn't even know this was my aunt. I've never met this lady a day in my life ever. It was raining. And my mama was like, my sister was sleeping in the back seat, and my mama was like, "Look, this your aunt Mickey house. Knock on her door and tell her you got to use the bathroom. I'm gonna come behind you."
My bad. Write some tissue because these I'm having mascara run all down here. Well, okay, all right, go ahead.
Well, she was like, "This your aunt Mickey house," and knock on it. It was raining. She was like, "Knock on the door like you got to use the bathroom." And I'm like, "Well, ma, I don't got to use the bathroom because at a young age, the Lord was always instilled in me, like to the point where when we used to go to Jacksonville to see my aunties and stuff, I was supposed to be the preacher of the group. You feel what I'm saying? I was supposed to be the one who was supposed to like break the cycle and make a change in the group. That's why I feel like I be going through so much now. Like I be enduring so much, and it's just like in the midst of me enduring all this stuff, I'm still strong, you know. But back to that. So she told me to knock on my aunt Mickey door, and she was like, "Tell her you got to use the bathroom. Go in the bathroom and close the door. I'm gonna come get you when I'm ready." So I'm telling her, I'm like, "Mom, got to use the bathroom." She's just like, do what I say. I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I knock on the door. She let me in. I go to the bathroom, but I leave the door cracked. So I see my mama grab a fire extinguisher, and as she lifting it up, I just close the door. So she come and get me. We go back to our house. Not even, I want to say, not even a couple hours later, me and my sister was in the living room, and her and my dad was in their room watching Booty Call. Back then, children couldn't watch that.
Right. Mine still can't.
So me and my sister was in the living room watching TV, eating chips, and the police just come and snatch my mama up. So we go down to the police department, and I'm looking like the officers start asking me stuff, and I'm looking at my mama like, what should I say? And she like, "Well, tell the truth, baby." So I told the truth. I told him everything that I seen. I'm young. I'm not even an adolescent yet. I would say I'm every bit of like 9, no, about 10, maybe 11. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the code. My
Right.
my my daddy did not raise us. Right. My daddy didn't raise us in the hood. He tried his best to keep us out the hood. We fell in love with hood niggas when we got older. That's how we went to the hood.
Right.
So it's like I'm not used to. I'm used to look like even now. I stay in HUD. Before we got a renovation, I was like, oh, I'm not used to not having central air and heat. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what my daddy raised me. That's what my daddy raised us on. Not saying I'm sedity, not saying that I'm better than nobody, but my
Right.
dad was
Yeah, me
actually
too.
he was actually one of those people that was like, okay, your mama from the hood, your mama from the slums, I'm from the slums, but I'm not gonna raise y'all like that because
Right.
in Fort Pierce, it's a small ass town, but it's like it's beautiful places in Fort Pierce. You know what I'm saying? But overall, it's just a small town, killings, violence, a whole bunch of BS going on. So he was like, I'm gonna get y'all, I'm gonna show y'all the brighter side of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, okay, but you know, needless to say, I told the police everything, and my mother got 15 years behind it. Now, the whole time, I didn't write her. She did 13 years and some change to the door. I
Did
didn't
she
write
write
her.
you? Did she write you?
She reached out to me. She tried to write me like when I was younger, I would go see her with, my granddaddy and my dad. But as I got older, as I became a teenager, I had so much hate and malice on my heart because it was like, one, bro, you're weak. I don't as an adult now, I see so many functioning addict women and men, their children might not have everything, but they have the necessities.
Right.
They, hell,
Mhm.
they might have some oodles and noodles and some popcorn in the refrigerator, but them lights on and they got a
Right.
roof over their head. I feel like she gave up on us. And also dealing, still fighting that demon of her molesting me. It was
Right.
just like, look, the best thing for me to do is to just not even fool with you. And it was just like she manipulated so many people in the family. But I thank God for my auntie Daphne though, because my auntie Daphne seen through all that bullshit. And
Hmm.
even to this day, like, by me having children, like I have 4 children in total, but 3 that's living. My oldest daughter, Sunshine, passed away when she was 2. She had an asthma attack. But even with me having children, it's just like I know I can't deprive them of their grandmother, but I've raised my children to the point where they're not scared to tell me nothing.
Right. But you got to still be cautious around.
Oh, listen. When they go over there and they come back, I'm checking. Hey, well, did you get touched here? What happened? What's this? What's that? What's going on? They don't understand it now, but as they get older, they might see this
Mhm.
live and they
And
might be like,
let me tell you something. The mistake that I made, and I have to live with it every day. When I found out that my father was a child molester, I waited years and years and years and years later to allow him to come back around my children because he wasn't gonna do it to my kids. He didn't change all of that shit. He doing 25 to life right now for fucking with other children and for fucking with my daughter. So I just say that to you to be cautious because your babies are still really young. They can be manipulated. No matter what you tell them or what you say, they can think the same way that you thought, how my daughter thought. This is my grandfather. He ain't doing nothing wrong to me. It ain't nothing to tell because my granddaddy wouldn't do nothing like that to me if it was wrong. You know what I mean? So
mm-hmm.
still be very cautious. There's
I
still
am very cautious, and I watch out for the signs, like when they become distant, or like when
mm-hmm,
they come back home. My children, one thing I can give her is that basically this is how, and it's so crazy how it happened was my sister in my complex was living right across the hall from me, and my mother lives right up the street from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when she come and get them, if they don't come back, how chipper and happy, I'm on the phone. What happened? What's going on? I'm duoing. I'm FaceTiming
right,
anytime. I'm not.
right.
I will walk to your house and beat down your damn door and dare you to say something. I tell my children all the time, if you feel uncomfortable and you ready to come home, tell her you ready to come home. And for a 5, 4, and a 3-year old, for my children for her to pull up at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, well, what happened? Oh, your kids say they're ready to come home. Well, come on. You know, it's
Right.
just like I try to dot my I's and cross my T's, and it's just like, when my grandmother, her mother passed away, I was there like one of the last people, me and my aunt Jackie on her deathbed. And I promised my grandma that I would try to be the rock of this family. But she knows just as well as I know that I did the best that I could. But at
Right.
the same time, I'm human and I need peace within myself
And you're still
because
growing. You're still growing. You're 28. You're still growing. You still at an age where you still need somebody to look up to and somebody to, give you guidance and impart their knowledge and wisdom into you. So I mean, you can't lead right now because you ain't even ready to lead. You know what I'm saying?
and
That's
that's what I'm saying.
you
And
lead
that's it.
your family, but that's a lot to take on because that grandmama role. It was in that position because of the years and the time and the knowledge and the wisdom and all that shit. She just seen it all and done it all. So don't even put that type of burden on yourself. To try to help keep other grown motherfuckers together. You just gotta make sure that your family and your kids grow up together and close and all of that shit, all the shit that you didn't have. That's what I do. I mean, that's
And,
how I
it,
do
and
it.
honestly, it took for my daughter, my oldest daughter, to pass away on July 1st, 2016, for me to really say that, like, fuck all y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Because
how
like
you
I
do
said,
it.
when my baby passed, everybody and their mammy was in my face until after that funeral. And I told all them, when the smoke clear, who gonna be
That's
here for
what I
me?
need to do.
Nobody.
That's right. Right.
Nobody.
You're exactly right.
And once I seen that for myself, I knew right then. At the end of the day, fuck a family. I got my own family now. I already lost one. I'm not finna lose no more. And it's just like my mom, my sister feel like a bitch owe her something. And like I told her, I didn't spit you out my pussy. All I did was do something that your mama didn't was to try to give your ass a childhood. And I stopped my childhood for you. Bitch, to be honest, you owe me because you're my motherfucking child. I took care of you.
Period.
That's the whole them two when they get together, it's on some nitpick shit.
So
Like they done called
basically, what has happened is your sister has forgiven your mother, so they're closer, and they get together and go in on you.
girl called DCF on me, false reports, all type of shit. Speak bad. Right now, I live in Melbourne, Florida. Where him shot from?
Girl,
Right now,
her name Ham Dog.
what him dog.
Ham
But
Dog. Period.
honestly, it's only a handful of people. I done been here going on 7 years in my same apartment. And when I tell you it's only a handful of people that know me personally, that's how low key I am. That's how I stay to myself. And it's just like, well, damn, if a bitch walk by me, oh, you want a daughter? Yeah. And it be some more other shit. To the point where it's like this, I feel like this. If you can sit up and listen to somebody talk about their own child, what type of person are you? But
Mhm.
needless to say, that shit don't make me or break me because guess what? When FPNL want their money, I gotta give it to them. When
Right,
Osprey Point want their rent, I gotta give it to them. When
right,
them food stamps depleted for the month and I only got 2 packs to me, I gotta get my ass up and go to these pantries and make something shake for my churn, not y'all. So who gives a fuck about y'all opinions? At first it used to hurt me, but then when I thought about it, I'm like, you you damaged me. I didn't damage you. I
right.
tried to love you, but it wasn't good enough. So
And it's
all
hard
I can do
for
now,
people to do that. It's hard to because it's hard to trust. It's hard to it's hard to trust who you can't even trust that even love you.
and you know what? I feel, and to be honest, like that right there is just like it has messed up a lot of relationships for me. Just having this in and never speaking my truth or never getting it out. Like I said, whether I did it with you or with somebody I trust. The only person that I trust right now, she's in Atlanta. So we could talk on the phone, but it's nothing like a face to face. It's nothing like how when me and you talked on the phone, it was just like shit, you auntie. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that. My auntie know what's going on. She know what's up. So that's the only person that I really can confide in because she's not here though. And it's just like, holding this in for so long, it was just like, you know what, before I explode, I've over the past, I want to say 9 months, I have finally just said, fuck it. I've got my peace back. I've got myself back. I've got all toxic shit, toxic people, toxic beings, toxic things. I don't want to argue no more. I
Right.
don't want to fight no more. Long as you don't come in my bubble, you good. You got that. I'll be scared, whatever you want me to be, whatever. I've got that back. And I said, in order for me to have full peace, I have to get this off of me. I have to.
And I'm glad you trusted me enough to do it. So you ended up after your mom went to prison. After she went to prison, what happened with you? Where did you go? Who did you stay with?
Okay, so when my mom initially went to prison, I was still with my dad, me and my sister. But my sister, I don't know if I don't know if my mama was in her ear. Like they was on some scamming shit. So she went to foster care before me.
Okay.
I was still sticking it in with my dad a little while because it was eating him up. He didn't have no companion. It was just him. Whole time, it's not even my real dad. This not even my real dad.
She just loved
He loved me and my sister. Like everybody knew but us. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't on no,
everybody knew that he wasn't your biological father except for you.
yeah. But me and my sister, so it was just I thought that was my dad. So it was just like, I tried to stick it in with him, but you know, I was becoming a teenager, and it was just, I wasn't smelling myself, but he knew, like, okay, she getting to that point where I can't, cause he a dread.
Okay.
So they to the book by the book, you know what I'm saying? He getting to the point where, you know, we've had conversations about it. And nobody really knows that prior to me actually going into foster care, that me and him were already in the midst of getting me emancipated.
Okay.
Because he was on some, you're getting older. I'm a man. I only can teach you so much.
Right.
My grandmama that passed away. Nobody in the family really, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was living their own life. Nobody was like, the only person that I can say was my auntie Mel, which was his best friend. Like she would check on us and we'll make sure that we're okay. So he was in the process of getting me emancipated because he had found somebody, one of his good friends set him up with somebody. And I was getting older. And it was just to the point where, okay, well, I want to live my life now.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna do the best that I can with you. And that kind of hurt me because it's like I get the fact that my mama gone, my sister gone.
You the only dad I knew.
Damn, bro, I've been here with you through it all. It's just been me and you. You working at Pioneer Mellors, I'm working at Checkers at 15 years old. My homegirl at school got me my first job. You know what I'm saying? You got sick, you went on dialysis. I was there for you. You know what I'm saying? And I did have resentment on his girlfriend that he was talking to because I felt like, oh, all she was trying to do was take my dad away. But no, it wasn't like that. It was him. He was telling me, but wasn't telling me, like, you're not really my child. And I did the best that I could.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, like the whole process, he had partial custody over me, but I was still considered as a ward of the state. But he let me stay with him until I turned like 16, 17. 16, 17, I started fucking. But I wasn't fucking. Like, it wasn't no penetration, but it was on some, okay, I done caught some head, I done gave some head type shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I tell somebody in confidence and they go back and tell him and all hell break loose. Then I sneak a dude in the house and he hear it, and that's when like everything just like spiral out of control. And like from there, I had went to like JDC for 3 days. And from JDC, like he gave up all rights. Like he was just like when he came to the court hearing, I never forget it. He was in all white with his cane. He had on like a white linen Tupac it was the two piece and it had Tupac and all silver on the side with a cane. He looked me dead in my face and was like, I don't want nothing to do with her. And that was like the worst feeling to me because it was like, damn, bro, like you the only thing I got left as far as like a parent. And to just from us going through what we went through, for me sitting here now and you saying like I'm done with you, like damn, that was like a major slap in my face. So that shit like hurt me really bad. And from there, like I had went into foster care. I had went into a group home. Now the group home, I don't want to say no names because I don't, want nobody. I don't want no lawsuits or nothing. But the group home, on the outside looking in, I mean the group home straight, but at the same time, man, we was doing what the fuck we wanted to do at that group home. Bitches was really getting it how they live at that group home. They only gonna give you, they gotta wash in and dry you. You gonna eat this food or you ain't. But shit, we got snacks in our room, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Being in foster care is not what it's cracked up to be. I don't wish that on nobody. Like, I get it, circumstances and stuff, but I I don't wish it on nobody because you got to think about it. You got at least 20 to 30 girls in a house, all of us sharing our own different issues, and we got to come. It's like a preteen jail, a prison. You know what I'm saying? You run away from the group home. Now you got a bolo out on you. Crackers looking for you. Now you got to come back.
What's the bolo?
It's basically like be on the lookout.
Okay.
Underage runaway.
Okay.
We running away because we don't want to be here. Shit, y'all really don't give a. Now it was a handful of people there that I fucked with that really cared about me, but for the most part, them crackers don't give a fuck about us. We just another one of their ciphers in the book, and that's how it was. That's how they treat us. They treated us like, okay, y'all here till y'all turn 18. And we're going to do this, stay in school, you're going to get this money, go to college, you get this money, we get your own apartment, whatever, but you done. I honestly say that they need to have counseling, straight good counseling for girls and guys that are in group homes or even where?
They should be mandatory. And they also should have some type of transitional program when you're transitioning, when they say you 18, bye. It should be some type of way that they can have some type of transitional program so that you have the opportunity to actually learn how to take care of yourself.
They transitional. This group home I was in, they transitional was you go to the next house and you roommate with a girl who about 4-5 years older than you, who basically teaching you how to sneak away, how to fuck, how to run around and smoke weed. They don't check on you as much no more.
Right.
You get an extended curfew. Like, that's all they doing is they pushing you to the side to get this new money in. Yep. That's it. That people think that, oh, being in foster care, when you go for the visit, oh, this is so organized. Oh, it's so detailed. Oh, it looks great. This is a great place for. No. Because living there, them counselors don't give a fuck. Half of them people don't give a fuck. You're there for a check. They there to do their time and get the fuck on. That's it. And we as the children there, we don't know how to talk to nobody. Shit, we don't even know how to talk to each other because we steady fighting each other.
Right. Because you haven't been taught how to communicate.
Right. And it's like, where do we go from here? I thank God for, I don't know where it came from, but I know somebody in my family was solid as fuck. And they dealt with a lot of shit and they ain't never crumbled. So whoever it was, I thank God for them because that's the spirit that I got in me. I might break, I might bend, but I never fold. Never.
Period, bitch.
I never fold.
Don't. Because you know what? You got too much to stand for to fold. We can't afford to fold. No matter how bad we may want to fold because of the stuff that we're going through. But when you got 5, 4, and 3 looking at you, you can't fall. You got to stand strong. But you know what? In the example that you're setting for your children, you're gonna have a different type of daughter. You know what I mean? You're gonna have a daughter that's gonna have she got an opportunity to not even have to go through the stuff that you went through, because you can say, hey, look, it don't feel good some of the shit we go through, but sometimes the shit we go through be for our children. You see what I'm saying? We can stop them from going through some shit, because some of our children don't motherfucking listen, just like we listen. And sometimes you have to go through it so that your child don't go through it. So you be like, hey, that ain't what the fuck you want to do, because look, I already been there, done that, and you hope that they listen to you and they don't have to go through down that same goddamn path. So you went to foster care and you've been through all of that. So where are you? Where are you now? Like, where are you now? What are you doing now? Where are you now? How are you now mentally? Because I know you're a whole lot stronger, and you look like a child. Come on in. You look like an already. Let me tell you something. People be telling something. You don't want to tell your business, bitch. I be healing myself. That's what I be doing. I be healing myself. So where are you right now? What you doing right now? What you got going on? What do you see yourself doing? I ain't gonna say in 5 years, because honey, I live like it. I ain't got 5 years.
Hello.
What
Right now, what I'm doing is I am on a journey of no fucks given right now. Like, I am on a war path. Like,
period.
Listen, if I'm the type, I'm on the level of, the only reason why you don't like me is because either you don't know me, a flaw asshole done told you something about me, or my presence alone speaks for itself. But it's just to the point where no fucks given. I have so much to live for now. I found peace in myself, and now this is, coming along. Hey, friend, I love you, friend. Oh my God. My friend Keisha, because she be knowing. My friend be knowing, like, I be telling my friend everything, and she be knowing, like, for real. Like, if it wasn't for her being in Melbourne, like, for real, like, I could call that bitch 345. If that messenger light on Messenger, because the bitch got her phone set up. I changed my number like I changed my drawers. So she got her little iPhone set up. Well, if it ain't stored on the phone, it's going to voicemail. But if that light on green, that hoe gonna answer that phone, and that hoe gonna be on go. It's her and another one, for real. And she know, because I tell her everything. Like, we sit in the car, we sit in her car outside and just burn. And I tell her everything, and I let go, and she know, like, for real. I'm trying, like, I'm on a path now of no fucks given. I don't give a fuck about nothing no more but myself, my family, my peace.
That's a path that you're going on, a path of self-love. That's what that is.
And that's what I really need, because it's like, as much as shit as I go through, and as much as stuff that I've never really taking the time out to fight. This is my biggest demon that I'm fighting, is expressing this and telling people, like, this is me. This is my story. Like, you are not alone. You might be scared to say it, but just know, the person that me, the girl that you least expect, the girl that come outside and make everybody laugh and make everybody smile. I've been through it. That it's okay to share your story. You don't have to do it like me. But it's okay to share your story. But this was my biggest thing. That's why I came to you, because when I seen that, I was like, oh, I gotta hit her up, because it was time. My auntie kept saying, your time coming, where you gonna speak your truth. And she been telling me this for years. And I've been throwing her under the rug. Oh no, I ain't ready. But when I seen that, I was like, I gotta hit you up, because it's time. And it's just like, this demon that I'm slaying right now feels so amazing. It feels so amazing. You don't even know. It's just like a whole weight has lifted off of me. And I appreciate you so much for even giving me a platform to even say that.
You're welcome. I told you, this platform, this is for us. This ain't about me. It started out with me with it being
Excuse
about
me, y'all. I'm finna smoke a cigarette. Don't judge me,
oh, you
judge
can
your
roll up.
mammy.
They smoke Virginia Slims and all that. Come on in.
Don't judge me, judge your
So,
mammy, child.
when I created this platform, it was supposed to be about me, and then slowly it started turning into as I started getting like inboxes and people just messaging me out the blue at all times of the night, and they crying or they in the hospital and they mom I make their mom laugh, and then I realized I said. Well, damn, I thought it was gonna be just about Keandra. I was like, this shit is not about me. I said, the laughter is what's gonna bring the people. I said, but it's gonna be deeper than just laughing. We're gonna heal some people because the way I know how I communicate with people in my DMs. So I just want to tell you that I thank you for coming on here.
I thank you for
Thank
having
you
me.
I thank you for speaking your truth. You're beautiful. You're strong. You're loved. You're
Thank
smart.
you.
All that good shit. And
Thank you.
I just want to tell you, keep doing what you're doing. Keep going higher. Keep elevating. Keep getting stronger. You are on a journey of self-love. I've been on it. It took me to like 35 to get on it and really begin to love Keandra. And you're on it. Stay on it. And staying on it, protect your peace at all costs. No matter if it's your mother, if it's your sisters, whoever it is, protect your peace at all costs because the way that you let them affect you affects how you treat your children and the people that love you and around you. And to everybody else, I just want to tell you, I thank y'all for tuning in and chiming in to my little show. I want to thank Crystal and Teddy Girl,
Thank you.
and I love you, sis.
I
And if
love you.
what you said,
Fuck 'em, period.
period.
Don't judge me, judge your
I
mammy.
love everybody that